So where you are now, you remembered that kind of off to your left were the faint remnants of these not men markings, the almost the compass styled symbol. To every other direction is just thick forest. It'll probably be another couple hours before the sun begins cresting over the horizons.
Is it easier to go through the forest where it's been trimmed up by the dwarves to the Ghost? Do you guys remember? I'm also asking you, Stilts, but since you're
I
technically
I
not a
can't
person.
tell you. I have no idea. I'm just here to vote.
Alright. Kenshin, Sirach, do you know? Do you remember if the clearings lead the way? Or do we have to cut through the thick forest?
I don't recall.
I would assume the clearings are from the logging.
I know what they're for.
Well, yeah, but if we kind of use them as a landmark to kind of skirt
Yeah, say if we
along
go.
with it until the light comes up and we can see the markings and get our bearings more so at that point, so that way we save time.
Alright, well, we'll travel through the clearings as far as we can towards the Ghost area.
Okay. So you start heading towards the coast, and you walk about an hour,
Okay.
and you come across this worn road. It doesn't have as many footprints as like the Forgotten Trail, but it's recognizable as the trail you've been on a few times. It's heading to your left and to your right.
We're right about here. We'll probably take a right till we get to somewhere around Tullerhagen and then cut to the Ghost area.
Following the path.
Yeah, until we get to the Tullerhagen area, I would assume.
You follow the path for a good little while. About probably 5-6 hours. By now the sun has crested up over the horizon. It's actually kind of hard to see because it's facing you right in the eyes. But down to your right, kind of almost directly to your right, you see a very tall tree
That
in
would
the
be
middle of a
Tullerhagen,
dense forest.
and ladies.
Mm-hmm.
If we cut past Tullerhagen and keep going right, we should make it to where we encountered the Ghost. Or at least the Ghost eggs.
It takes you another 2.5 hours to get to the Tullerhagen, and as you approach, you see some gnome hunters and stuff kind of at the outskirts, and a few of them recognize you and say hey, wishing to stop off at this place or just go past.
Should I stop and see if I could get the heart?
Sounds like a question to the group.
Yeah.
If you want to, but I'm gonna wait outside because I may be forced to kill gnomes.
Rock?
Yeah, we'll wait outside. You run in and get out here. You got 10 minutes.
Alright, well, Daisy's more than welcome to come in if she wants.
Yeah, as
I do
you
want to kind of sidetrack one of the hunters and kind of have them kind of scout out a path to the Goss for us.
You might have to pay them, but that's.
Hey, if the little bastards are greedy, I'll pay it.
The hunter is quick to remind you that the Ghosts are kind of not their friend, so they tend to stay away from their area.
Well, it's just more like have them be able to guide us down a quick path to
Point us
them.
in a direction.
He just pretty much points straight down. If as you come through, Tullerhagen is to your left, and he kind of points straight away from Tullerhagen through the forest. As if you go another 2.5, 3 hours down, you'll come across the Forgotten Trail. And from there, you'll come across all that Goss nonsense.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go in and speak to the king and see if he still has the heart.
So as you're entered, you're greeted by the wine cellar and the typical, marketplace folks that recognize you, and they're all like, "Oh, Edward's back." Do you want to stop and talk to any of them?
I would, but I only have a limited amount of time, so I'm just gonna tell them I'll be back at a later date. I have to go and talk to the king.
A hand reaches up to your waist, and you look down and you see it's Joel Barnabas Lakinor, the quick-fingered, as you know, carrying his trusty multi-shot crossbow. Edward, it's been quite a while since you were here. What is it that we can do for you?
I need to speak to the king about the Oh, my desk is broken. Oh, there it is. About the quest he sent us on those months ago.
What about you see since the loss of dear princess, and yes, we still remember you for your good deeds of saving her heart. The king and queen have not been keen on taking visitors into their chambers for many months, so perhaps it's something I can assist you with.
Do you know about the heart that was in the jar before?
Yes, we gave that to a Shale, our sage. He had something he was going to do. Quick, come with me. Let me bring you to his area. He takes you down this little side path through the market, and you come across this door. And inside, there's the smell of incense. There's flowers and plants and trees and all types of things growing in here. There's a large animal rug on the floor, and sitting in the middle in a lotus position is a heavily tattooed, bald-headed, wearing nothing more than a loincloth little gnome.
Figures. Greetings.
Yes. Who's there?
I am Edward.
Yes, the wizard that saved dear Princess Cicely. I don't believe I've had a chance to introduce myself. My name is Ashel. I am I'm the wisest of these gnomes. He kind of gives you this crazy look in his eyes. Says that. Well, what is it that I can do for you?
I don't mean to be curt, but do you still happen to have that heart?
That heart?
From the jar?
Well, what heart are you speaking of there, sonny boy?
The blackened heart from the jar. The one the princess's heart now resides in.
Ah, yes, one of my many prized possessions. He brings you over to this shelf, and on it, you see the typical science jars, clear things of, there's dead creatures in there, and there's the body organs and things of different strange things, and you do see in one of the jars is a very large black heart.
Wow. Wow.
What do you want to do, Mr.
Oh, I thought you were having a conversation.
Oh, I am.
Uh,
I'm doing both, helping the wife and.
Okay. I would. I know it may seem sudden, but can I take the heart with me?
What are you in need of a dead heart for?
Many things, but for this reason, I do believe it will help the forest. I don't have time for all of the story, but I do believe it. This heart
Hmm.
is important.
Well, I know what this heart went to, so perhaps you can tell me why it is I should give you the heart of the fallen forest god.
We can save the forest, of course.
Save the forest. What are you talking about?
Who has the goop?
Your invisible servant.
Oh, well then I'll have the servant give him the goop and show him this is what's taking over the forest since the god has fallen.
Hmm. And how far has this spread?
What was it? It was like 2 miles a month or so, a mile a month. I'm gonna
About a
exaggerate.
mile a month.
2 miles a month or so since the heart was removed from the jar. Bit of exaggeration.
Being one of the only gnomes that have ever actually seen the holy place for the Ghost, you have more than enough time to relocate. So again, I must ask you, why is it that you would need the heart of a dead god? You realize the only way to revive this heart would be to place it back in that jar.
Better question is, why do you need the heart so much? If it's just
Decoration,
sitting on
of
the
course.
shelf- Well, if it's a decoration, then we can barter for it.
Well, but this thing cost me.
Oh, and it cost me as well.
Yes, and Edward, what did it cost you?
It cost me a lot. You know.
I don't.
How about 50 gold?
Did the king not pay you more than that for that jar and this heart to begin with?
I don't think so.
Did he not also give you the ring of his holiness and a book of the forgotten travelers?
Oh yeah. You know what? 100 gold.
I have no need for money. Do you not see where I live? What would I use gold for?
More hearts.
Tell me this. You see, the ghosts are a strange, strange creature.
Yes.
You bring me the body, one of these creatures, I will give you this heart.
I'm afraid I can't do that.
Well then, Edward, I'm afraid there's not much more I can do for you. I'm always looking for more experiments, you see. There's always more things of nature to study.
How about this gem containing the soul of an ancient wizard skeleton?
Do I look like I'm magic? I'm in no
Yes.
use of these trickery. This soul gem. I am bound to the earth. The earth is bound to me.
Uh, Hmm.
Well,
Hmm.
dear
Pissing
Edward,
me
it
off,
would
little gnome.
It would appear that we are at an impasse, and I must get back to my meditation. But again, you bring me the body of one of the ghosts, and you can take this god's heart. Take care now, and safe travels.
God damn it. You know what? I'm just gonna turn invisible. I'm gonna go outside the room and turn invisible.
All right.
Hiya! Oh no, it doesn't work.
No. No, it definitely doesn't work. You end up casting the invisibility on Joel, but he doesn't notice. So he starts walking around. He's like picking up a drink and drinking it and goes by a stand and it's like picking up stuff. And the gnomes begin to freak the fuck out because their place is now haunted.
You know what? That's fine. I'm gonna run in and tell what's his face. There's something strange out here. You should come and witness it.
He's deep in meditation.
That's fine. And if I'm alone, I'm gonna go in and steal the heart and run out. While they're all worried about the ghost.
Okay, how are you going to steal the heart without
Going to
him
grab it.
being aware of your situation? Are you going to check to see if it's
meditation.
guarded, or are you going to take a look at the shelf and make sure it's not just...
Sure, why not? I'll check the shelf. I'll do some whatchamacalls, it's the things where I search for the things.
Okay,
Discern the realities, that's it.
well, yeah.
There we go. Where did that little window go? I need the window. Oh, I don't have it open. The thing. Oh my goodness. Okay, here we go. Discern realities. Where are you?
3 questions, let's do one at a time.
Yeah, I have to find here it is. 3 questions. We get what'll happen if I take the heart?
No, you have to use one of the questions that are... Sure.
Yeah, what is about to happen if I take the heart?
What is about to happen? You could tell that all of these jars are stuck like from wax on the shelf, so it's going to take a little strength with it. And you also know that outside there's an invisible gnome and the entire marketplace is kind of freaking out, so everybody's kind of on high alert.
Alright. But they won't be concentrating on me because they trust me. But not for long. What here is not what it appears to be.
One of the jars that appears to be empty actually has a very dim floating light in it that you can only see from looking from up top. You can't see it from the side. You almost think that you can hear sound of laughter or giggling coming.
Alright. What here is useful or valuable to me?
Probably all of there's like 2 or 3 bags of herbs that you recognize as being quite useful to regain some health in those dire situations.
You said there was a jar with giggling inside?
Well, there's a jar that when you look at it, it appears to be empty, but when you view it from the top, like it has one of those clear lids, there's a dim light that seems to be moving around in it, and the sound of like laughter and giggling is coming very faintly.
I'm gonna open that jar.
Out pops a little friend. You recognize these little things as child. Want to play a game?
Not me particularly, but that gentleman over there would love
wanna play a game? No, what do you want to play? Hide and seek? You want to play guessing game? Stand on one foot and I try not to push you in a trap? That one, he's asleep. You're here. What game do you want to play? Let's play a game. Want to play a game? Yeah, let's play a game. Why don't you want to play a game? Will you play a game? We can play a game. You want to play a game?
Thinking.
Play a game.
Sure, let's play a game. You hide and I'll seek.
Okay. Darts behind one of the trees in there. I don't hear counting.
I'm counting in my head.
Hmm.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I'm gonna go and find it. Magical.
Ah, you found me. Your turn, your turn. You go find. You go hide. I'll find.
I'm gonna hide behind the shelf.
Okay. While this is all going on, outside, Kenshin, you notice a good 5 or 10 screaming gnomes exiting out of the tree. What do you do?
Well, I'm going to assume that something has gone horribly, horribly wrong with Edward, and I'm going to rush into the tree, albeit not with weapon drawn.
You enter into just pure shenanigans. They all think the place is haunted. You see like this floating crossbow moving around and like trying to just do stuff. It's going over to like girls and like poking them and then running over and trying to steal a bottle of wine and just darting back and forth. And there's just gnomes running this way, that way, all over the place. Guards are kind of standing in their position, but also a little frightened and like trying to just look straight down at the floor to ignore what's going on. You see the far back where the throne room is. The doors are closed and locked tight. There's a few rooms off to both right and left to you. But you're standing in the marketplace with quite a few stands that go up to your shoulder and quite a few gnomes running around that kind of go up to your waist.
I have a question.
Okay.
Are there any windows or ways out besides the
Just
door
the front door.
Just the front door?
Yep.
I'm going to make
How
my
thick
way
are the walls?
nonchalantly over to the throne room door, and I'm going to just open it up and go inside.
It's got a large chain and 2 guards standing on either side. King and queen aren't seeing visitors. Ooh, I recognize you. You're one that came in with Edward before. Yes, he just came into. He's visiting with our sage just down there, and he points towards a door down off your left side.
Ah, thank you. I turn and I head down that way.
As you enter the room, there's a brightly tattooed gnome sitting lotus style in the middle of a animal skin rug, appearing to be in meditation. The room is full of strange flowers, trees, bushes. There's a very bright bouncing light that is currently counting, and Edward is hiding behind a shelf.
Gotcha. Do I see the heart?
You see the shelf with jars on it?
I kind of point at the back of the shelf, roughly about where it's at on the shelf. Or at least what level on the shelf, what shelf it's on the shelf. On the shelf.
Edward's pointing at the shelf, at an area of the
Go
shelf.
where Edward is pointing.
Another one! Play a game! You hide! I find you. Go hide. I count. 1, 2. You're not hiding! Go hide! 3.
I will hide in a moment. I need to get something first. It will help me hide.
4. 5. It's starting to sound, like the angry child grunts.
Do Do I see the heart?
As you get closer, yeah, you see one of the jars is there's jars of like embryos and organs, and there's a black heart in one of them.
I'll just grab it and pull it off the shelf.
It appears to be stuck. It's gonna need a little force to get off. It's been like melted, waxed onto the shelf.
Nope.
Yeah, you pop it off. The
And
thing
now-
flies in front of your face. You hide now, and it kind of starts
Yes.
sparking a little bit.
And I'm going to go hide outside the room.
Okay. 1, 2.
And I walk back
3.
across the room and open the door and walk out.
How are you carrying this heart?
Oh, I've tucked it inside my sash. I know it's a big jar, but I carried a jar
you
in there too. So
exit the room. Sirach, you're coming back around the tree, and you see a few more of these gnomes screaming bloody murder as they run out. They're just doing the arms up, just kind of. Ah! What do you do?
How
I like to.
thick and tall is the grass out here?
It's probably about. It's not really grass, more just like there's bushes and
Oh damn.
there's a lot of tree. I mean, the outer area is fairly worn down just by foot traffic. But there's definitely a few bushes, piles of leaves, that kind of stuff around.
There's also this 8-foot tall tree golem. Just
Yeah.
Standing outside, kind of tapping his foot, waiting.
Yeah, by the way, what did Daisy come in with you? She's standing
That wasn't
outside.
to her. I
Yeah,
think
she
she's
probably
the
stayed
one-
outside because
Yeah.
she has no interest in having to crunch down to get inside gnome area.
She's just kind of waiting with the horses with the tree golem.
Jirok, what are you doing?
Well, what I was gonna do is not gonna work, so I'll probably just like start grabbing dwarves and shaking them,
Okay,
trying to shake sense into them.
you're still a wolf, right?
No, I'm halfling. I had to take a leak behind the tree.
Okay. You like run up and grab one, slap him in the face. What's going on? There's a ghost. There's a ghost in the tree. It's a ghost. It's haunted. It's haunted. The ghost of the princess has come to kill us all.
I'm just gonna like tuck him under my shoulder and walk back over towards the horses.
Yeah, he's as big as you are, so it's kind of a hefty pickup. It's they're about the same size.
Okay, over my shoulder then.
Like, put me down. I can walk. I'm not going in that tree. There's the ghost of the princess is back. Gonna kill us all.
Calm down. Come look at the horses.
Look at the tree golem. Look at it.
Edward
God,
Kinchin
it's
has
here.
just rushed in, grabbed the heart, ripped it off the shelf, rushed out. A shale begins to kind of stir. Like, you can tell the sound of this child's voice is starting to really irritate his meditation, and he might come out of it. What do you want to do? Child, it's still counting. 5, 6,
I'm gonna,
7, 8.
I'm gonna
Nine.
accidentally knock the shelf over. Accidentally.
Ready or not, here I come. It's a, it's a decent sized shelf. So why don't you defy some danger? The danger being that the shelf ends up rocking back and crushing you between it and the wall. Not strong enough to push it over.
Maybe I shouldn't push it over. Oh well. Nope, I'm dead.
Yeah, you push it forward, but somehow you don't push it very well, and it falls back and it pins you to the wall. It cracks, like makes this loud sound, and a lot of the jars just shake And Ashael's up. What is going on? Oh dear God! You let one of them free? Oh why? Why would you let one of them free? And now you're behind my. Wait a minute. Gods!
Yeah, don't mind me. I'm just pinned under a shelf.
Kenshin, you hear this come, and one of the guards kind of rushes past you and heads into the room.
I'm continuing out of the tree.
All right, you head out and you see Sirach coming towards you with one of these gnomes kind of over his shoulder.
The tree golem
Rock,
is just gonna
put
kind of
that
point.
down. I have something for you.
I just toss the gnome aside, making sure they land on their feet. But
Ow! What was that for?
the ghost is coming.
Oh no! Arms back up, running away.
Help me!
Princess Cicely's coming to take my soul. She's coming to take my soul. The guard enters. What is it, Sage? Well, the wizard was here asking about the god heart, and it has now disappeared. As you can see, he's pinned behind that shelf, so it's not likely he can move.
I'm under a shelf. How could it have been me?
Where is it then?
I
While he's
don't
doing
know.
this, he's slowly sneaking behind the child and quickly traps it, puts it back in the jar, closes it up, and he pulls, like, this little guy pulls the shelf with very little problem, pulls it off you. Edward,
I was exploring these jars. I heard a
where is the heart?
giggle. How should I know? I've been hiding from this thing.
Edward, you were standing right there. The jar would have been right in front of your eyes. You can't tell me you don't know what happened to the jar. Hand me your
Behind the
bag.
shelf. Sure. Hand in the bag.
He opens it, it's empty. Why do you carry an empty bag?
I don't know. Why do you
Strange.
carry an empty head?
Wizards. I will ask you once more. Where is the heart?
How should I know? I was hiding.
Edward, you have done good things for us in the past, but thievery, well, that's most foul.
I have
You really
stolen.
want me to bring the king into this?
Do what you must.
He exits the room, two more guards step in, kind of grumbling to each other. What the hell is going on today? There's a freaking ghost out there, and I was wizard, and freaking Sage is going crazy.
Sirach,
Yes.
are there any gnomes around other than the ones that are running around? In
No, you
terror
guys, if you've
lives?
gotten back to the horses,
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
you two.
Sirach,
I scream the
Guards
ghost is coming just in
life.
case.
flee if you must. I have to go get Edward.
The tree golem steps in front of you and points you out towards the ghost.
Who, me?
Yes, you.
Fine. We'll head that way.
All right. So after a few moments passes, King Thomas Leaford enters the room. You can tell he's very solemn. Like, it looks like he hasn't slept for quite a while. He's lost some weight. Edward, what is this I hear that you've stolen something from my sage?
I have stolen nothing, but I do need the heart. I must save the forest.
Did he not tell you that the only way to save that heart would be to kill the princess by destroying her heart that we keep inside that jar now?
I have other ways.
No.
If you've ever trusted me, you need to trust me now.
I trusted you to save my daughter. Now you leave her heart. You destroy her body and leave her heart in a jar. Now being told that my sage is losing items being stolen from you? Any trust that we once had is fleeting.
Grant me this last wish. They'll never come back.
What wish is that?
I need to save the forest, so I must go. And I need the heart.
Fuck the forest. Save my daughter.
If I can save the forest, I can save your daughter.
And save my daughter, there would be no reason to save the forest.
If I don't save the forest, then there's no point in saving your daughter. You can only run for so
From
long.
what I've been told, it would be years before that reaches us. Years. I will not wait for years for my daughter to be saved.
Yes.
I have not heard her laughter in many moons. To not have been able to hold her tightly and say goodnight. Watch as her mother brushes her hair and wishes her to sleep. Do not care of some foreign god. This is on you, Edward.
How close is the king?
He's standing a good, probably 6-7 feet away, but he's behind 3 yards.
Sad. Very, very sad. You've got to let me go. And save everyone.
Give me the heart.
I don't have the heart.
What do you plan to do with it? The heart is useless without the jar. So what are you going to do with
I'm going to
a
take it to
dead
the gods.
god's heart? And they will kill you for it. They will think you were the one that slayed their god. Is that what you wish for?
They will know better.
They're no more than maggots that I squash with my boot. Won't understand. They don't even speak our tongue.
True, but they don't need to speak to understand.
You cannot steal, at least offer a trade.
I did.
What was this trade then?
Gold's not enough. What do I have? I've got cock rings.
No need for your sexual devices, Edward.
I still have your ring.
Bring me the body of another child so that I can revive my daughter. Or bring the corpse of a ghost for my sage.
Fine.
You will need some guarantee that you will do this. What will you leave behind?
What do I have that's important that I can leave? I don't really have anything. I can't leave any. I don't have anything that I can't use. I could leave them in the bag, I guess. The magic bag.
What would we have use of an empty bag? No need of an empty bag. We need something living, breathing. Something that you hold close to your heart, as I hold my daughter close to mine.
I don't have any children. I have a horse.
Do we look like we could ride a horse?
I don't know.
Then perhaps we shall
about
keep
this
you
legend?
here, Edward. Just see. Just see what happens. Perhaps we leave you in this tree so you can hear the wails of my kin, the loss of their princess, until the death of this forest can wash over all of us and take us all down into the depths.
You know what? Fine, I'll stay in the tree. I'll stay. My companions will save the forest, and you will see.
Very well. Take him away. The guards kind of walk up to you, waiting to see if you're going to make a move. As they clear out, you feel a sharp poke in your back, and this floating crossbow is pinned to your back. You hear the voice of Joel. All right, wizard. Walk.
I dispel that spell as well, so he's visible again.
You see Joel standing behind you, pointing the crossbow at your back. And they lead you to... It's not a cell. It's like a guard room with nothing more than a bed. Lamp.
That's fine.
They close the door and stationed a few guards out front. It's been about 45 minutes. Sirach and Kenshin, you've been standing outside.
They're actually, I think they were traveling towards the coast.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not leaving you.
That's the whole
The-
idea.
the
of the giant
gnomes
tree
have-
golem telling you to go.
Calm down.
Yeah, I know.
There's a few guards, like a few more guards standing outside, specifically looking at you. Like you guys seeing what's going on.
Are you gonna make me pick you up? Is that what's gonna happen?
Mm-hmm.
Am I gonna have to pick you up and carry you away from the tree?
No.
Well, then go. The tree golem's going with you.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm not leaving without you.
Don't leave me. You have the tree golem. That's why I agreed to stay. It is me.
Oh. What?
Yes. I control the golem. Its thoughts are my thoughts.
Oh.
And now that I'm like resting comfortably and safe in a cell, I can control it better. Most likely, probably. I can kind of meditate and control it. And we can go to the Goss thing and do the stuff.
All right. We'll go.
But you don't
talk.
know this. You just know that the tree golem's pointing.
Yeah, you just
Then
see...
Hence, I'm not going. I've given Sirach the heart. I told him to take the girl and the golem and the horses and go that way, and I'm walking back into the tree.
You, as you walk in, a few of the guards say, "There's nothing for you here. Your friend has made a promise, and his promise will be kept."
And what promise is that? Can't keep a promise very well from inside your tree.
Promise to save our princess. He says you have a part in it, but I don't know what that is.
Then I must speak to him.
Very well. Lead you inside. You see back in the far corner, there's a whole row of doors that all seem to be looking the same, but one has a few guards stationed out front of it. They knock on the door, and Edward, you hear a knock on the door. Wizard, one of your friends is here. Do not cause any trouble.
That's fine. I'm gonna go up to the door and have a conversation. The conversation I just had.
So, Kenshin, you're told that Edward has made a promise to save the princess. Do you tell him what you promised him you would do, Edward? Or do you just tell him what he needs to do?
I tell him that there's a chance that I can save their daughter, and that I'm gonna try and do it.
All right. Well, how do we
But-
restore the forest god, though?
That would be up to the Ghost. The gnome says to put the heart back, but
Back
think there's-
in the jar.
back into either the jar or the god. But I think there's more.
Where's the jar?
I don't know where the jar is. I would assume in the throne room.
What have you promised on how to help their daughter?
I haven't told them anything yet. To be
Oh.
honest, I do not know.
Fine. Then I have to go talk to the king.
Hire a child or a guest.
What? No, this has gone too far. And I'll pound on the door to be let out.
They open the door.
I will speak to your king.
Where do you think you are, foreigner?
I think I am in a place that you would do wise to take me to your king. There is much here that needs to be discussed.
Hey, Joel. Foreigner says he has the right to speak to our king. Joel hurries over. Kenshin, we've met before. The king and queen are much too disturbed right now to be bothered with any more of this nonsense. Edward has already made his promise.
And his
Promise will be
not
kept.
do. His promise will not do.
Then he will be held here for thievery.
And what has he stolen?
The heart of a fallen god from our sage.
Was that not the heart that was in a jar?
A jar that you all gave us, a jar that we paid for. And if I were to remember correctly, it was you that gave us the jar still bound.
That it was, much to the stain that it has caused my honor. Had I known what the purpose was, I would not have allowed it.
You would not have allowed us to save our princess.
No, I would have allowed you to save your princess, but not at the cost of everyone.
Had your wizard done his job, that would not have been the case.
God damn desk.
Look, I do not want there to be bloodshed.
Do you not
there has-
see where we are? This is our home. You wish to cut us down because we wish for our princess to be saved? Is that what you say, foreigner? Is that where you come from?
You wait but another couple of months, this tree will fall on its own.
Listen,
because the forest
listen
god is
here.
dead.
There is one way, but one way to save that heart of the god, and that is to kill our princess and place it back in that jar. That is the only way. There is no other way. Are you saying we should just stand back and let our future heir, be destroyed for the sake of this forest? That it will take years for it to even reach us? And by that time, we could be moving on, moving forward, going elsewhere? Is that honestly what you say to me at this time?
If that is how you wish to take it, then that is how it is said.
Do you not have kin yourself? Would you not risk everything for your kin?
Children are overrated. Edward shouts from his cell.
You know nothing of my people or our ways.
And you claim to know of how we can save ours.
No, I claim only what I know and what you have just told me. That the only way to save this land and to save all the denizens who live within it is to sacrifice one.
Is not to sacrifice one. That is our only heir, our only heritage into the future.
Then you must pick a new heritage.
Fauna, you speak of things you are not wise to. Would you change your heritage for that of someone you've spent only mere moments with? Claiming that they could save something that you have no proof if that's the truth or not? Do you have any evidence of what, well, the wizard says to happen is truth? Do you know that it will spread throughout the whole forest? Do you even know that the god is able to be revived? Do you know if that is true? Have you had anyone confirm that this god can be raised from the dead? So we should just let our princess die for hope? For a chance? I don't think so.
It's a shame that you cannot be reasoned with.
Reason? What reason are you supplying to me? Excuses and hopes. That's all I hear coming from your lips.
It is your own lips that tell me that I need the jar and the heart to raise the god.
To make the heart work. Did I say raise the god? No. Said if you want that heart to work, you must have the jar. Does that mean the god will be raised? How am I to say?
One would think that once a god's heart is started again, that god is alive.
Then find us a body for us to place the heart of the princess inside, and we can see if this is actually true. If we simply find the embodiment of our princess, we will no longer need the jar, now will we? And am I saying kill? Heavens no. Out here, things die all the time. That floating city? I have no doubt that children die there as well.
But they will not be gnomes.
If we wanted a gnome, we could have a gnome. Do you see other gnome children running around here, though?
Why not?
There are none.
Then why be so hard set on maintaining your princess? If you are already a dying race.
Again, you speak of things you
seek
do
to-
not
you seek
understand.
to bring the world down with you? Are you so petty?
For the sake of our princess, I guess I am.